Okay, hello everyone, and here we are with another speaker expert, Casey, and she is an intuitive artist, and I will let her talk about herself and about what she does. So, welcome, Casey. How are you doing?
I'm really well, and thank you for inviting me for this today. And hello, everyone. My name's Cassie. I'm an intuitive artist, and I'm here to speak about how I transform my energy being an empath to going from something where I was quite frightened of when I was a young girl to something that I see as a magical gift to now. And I use it every day of my life. And now I feel really blessed that I'm actually an empath.
Okay, so
Yeah.
thank you so much for being here. And as you said that you are using your gift of empathy and into your life every day. How did you started on this path? How did you understand that you are an empath?
It
Yeah.
wasn't natural for me, because I come, like, my mother passed away when I was quite young, and my dad was quite a cold man. So it was usually he kept my emotions, like, keep your emotions very hush hush. You can't cry. I can't, like, you can't play up. You have to be quiet. Children are seen, not heard, sort of environment. So I wasn't really taught about what it meant to be an empath. And I have always been quite a sensitive young girl. And it was very, I guess, frightening for me to realize that I'm feeling things and seeing things and getting messages that nobody else understands. And there's and since nobody taught me this, I really felt like I was going crazy as a young girl. And I put a lot of this feeling into my art, and I've always had this world through my art. And I guess my family just put it off as fantasy, but it was the only place I felt that I was allowed to have these feelings and emotions, and these stories come through to me. Now I call myself a visual empath, and I've always had this gift is I see stories in life and I feel stories in life. And telling someone that I actually see things and feel things that other people don't, you usually get that look as like, oh, she's just a very highly imaginative young girl, or maybe you should take her to a doctor. So you got there's two
Okay.
extremes of like, oh, what a darling. And I think while I was young, they just played with it and they just thought, oh, well, she's just got a really great imagination. It's really cute when you're a little girl. They just think you're cute. You've got imaginary friends. But when you come into high school and they expect you to be a little bit normal, I still had these feelings and I still felt like I could connect with people and I still felt everything from people and I still got these messages in my head and these feelings. And I thought that weren't my own because, I had enough of my feelings to deal with, but then I had all this heaviness on top of me, as well as having all these stories come up. And I felt really confused. I started going to see a therapist myself at this stage because there was just too much energy coming to me. And I started to get anxiety because I just had all these things coming to me and I couldn't really understand the energy behind it. So I went to a therapist and they told me what I was feeling was normal. And this is when I started really exploring what an empath was. And how they described it to me, it's just some people are more sensitive to energy than other people. And some people are just more aware of things than other people. So I started really investigating it from here. At this time, I had no idea I was going to be a psychic medium. I just wanted to be an artist. But I guess I had my influence of my Nen as well, who was quite spiritual. She's always believed in angels, but I didn't really connect with her till later in life. So that was another part of my journey, but that'll probably be too long to talk about. But when I was younger, I just thought it was really a curse that nobody would understand me, that everyone thought I was just weird. etc.
Exactly. We all feel like that because when we are starting, we don't have that kind of knowledge, that we don't have the exact teachers to
No.
understand, right? At the age of when, what was your age when you started reading about it or understanding this?
Probably when I was probably in year 7 or 8, and it sort of happened because I got. It's embarrassing to say, but I got into a fight at high school,
Hmm.
and because being me, not being able to express my feelings and being locked up and trying to be what my father expected to me be, it just all blew up into a ball. And then when I went there, I started had to be honest with my feelings and talk about my feelings. So I think I was, yeah, year 7 or 8. I
Hmm.
discovered what being an empath was.
Oh,
Yep.
that's quite
Mm-hmm.
early actually. And
Yes.
what was the first thing that you started on? Like, if I talk about myself, I bought a tarot card deck, and
Mm-hmm.
Reiki was my first entrance to spiritual world. So, what was your entrance to the spiritual world?
I don't know. It was something that was really intuitive for me. I've always expressed myself through art, and I've always had conversations through art. And just being a highly imaginative and aware person and being quite lonely at the same time, I used to create worlds within my art. Like I remember when I was younger, because I had a lot of alone time in my bedroom, I used to draw like a kingdom of just creatures and animals and people. And I used to just make stories in my head and pretending I connected with them and was a part of that kingdom. And I think that's when I started to be aware that I can talk to myself about these problems. I can talk to myself about these issues, or I can imagine that somebody actually is listening to me and feeling what I feel. So I guess I didn't realize it at the time. This is when I was quite naive, but I think that was my first breakthrough of spirituality, because it was the first time I allowed myself to really explore those deeper aspects of myself and feel like I had a community of people, even though I created it myself, that understood me. And as I said, my nan was quite spiritual too. She always went to church and she told me about angels, and she's the one that actually got me seriously in touch with Mother Nature and angels and that, because when my mother died and when I was older to understand, she actually told me to start talking to the trees, and so I would never feel alone, and just to let me know that God, the angels, Mother Nature was always listening to me and I never had to be alone. So I guess I put the two together, that me creating this world for myself was me actually knowing I was never alone. So it was that whole embodiment of actually going from being blocked spiritually and not allowed to express myself to, I guess, this well of opening up and opening up and opening up and making these little pebbles or these little steps to work out where I am today. And it's interesting looking back now to the journey I had to go through to discover this healing. Um, I used to think it was like breadcrumbs, but it's like planting little seeds in the past and just being, I guess, when you first feel it, you start getting impatient with yourself because they're not growing fast enough, or you're not, like, you're feeling too much, or it's too much work. But if you learn to go back and nurture your feelings and what you feel from others, it's amazing how they'll start growing and you'll make new connections with your gift as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, everyone, all the listeners, she is such a beautiful artist. I have been following her on Instagram. I mean, I don't remember quite a long time. And I love all her paintings. She draws, I think, dragons and animals, if I'm not
Yeah,
wrong.
I have my frog close by if you want me to
Yeah,
show.
sure. So, oh my God, this is cute.
Yeah.
And I love all of your paintings on Instagram. So talk
Mhm.
about anything that you feel more connected to, just like you showed us. What is the, yeah.
Um, it's interesting. As I said, it was a journey of me, like my whole life, and my empath and my spiritual nature and learning about energy has been quite a journey for me. And I feel like I've done a lot of things back to front. I felt when I was younger, I was floating up here and I was just watching everyone. But as life goes on, I've come down to earth a lot more. And I know this sounds probably a little bit off track and I'll come back to it, but my big thing now is sort of the idea of exploring the forest. And that's why I draw animals and just how I felt with my life path is like every step you take, there's something that's unaware and can be a little bit scary. But I just know with my path, especially my connection with the spirit animals, there's always been a guide for me. And the idea of going into the forest is you still have the fear of being unknown and fear of what could possibly happen. It is a little bit anxious, but the idea that the forest also has creatures or guardians or help or something that will guide the way so you get safely in there. So I have a theme of just the forest at the moment, and I'm just exploring the forest, the unknown, but the safety aspect of the unknown as well. So um, feeling safe was very important to me as a young girl. It is quite important to me now as well. So, and I feel with empaths, that's also something that you may want to feel as well, because I know with my own journey, there's a lot of times where I felt unsafe with overwhelm of energy and I had anxiety for at least 10 years.
Mm.
So I've had to learn to manage that as well. So I guess just putting all these things together, I guess all the seeds that I've put into place over the years has created this forest. I see it quite beautiful, but mysterious and just a little, tiny bit frightening as well, but in an exciting sort of way. So I think that's kind of what it's like being an empath, because there's so much happening that you're not really aware of. And you, unless you're really in tune with yourself, you can't always find where all this energy and information is coming to you. And sometimes it's like trying to work your way through it and put things together as well.
Exactly. I can see the connection between you and nature. The
Yes.
forest, I can see fairies all around you actually, and the
Yes.
animals you draw, they
Mm-hmm.
connect you back to the sanctuary where you feel safe and being
Mm.
heard, right?
Yes.
So,
Yes.
what was my next question? You already answered,
Ah,
and I was about to ask you question about the connection, but let it be.
mm,
So,
yes.
okay, so whoever is watching this and they uh, don't feel like empathy is a kind of gift or they should work on their intuition, what is your one tip or what is your nugget of gold that you want to give them so that they can move on?
Okay. So with my journey, I think be patient with yourself. And you just need to realize that it's not a personal attack to you. Empaths, you're just very sensitive. It's kind of like you are like a magnet or a wire, and your job is to actually put your feelers out there and gather information. That's all it is. It's just gathering information so you can make sense of the world around you. But being an empath, and you sometimes you take on too much of that energy or messages, and it sort of just bombards us and floods us, and we get overwhelmed really quick and burned out really quick if we don't manage it.
Hmm.
To me, this is a great source of information, and it's partly how I do my readings, because we connect with each other. We're all part of this field of energy and awareness. But if you don't manage how often you're in that sort of world where your wires are open, you can
Hmm.
crash really fast and you can be overwhelmed. So I guess the first step is to understand this is what's happening to you, and it's not a personal attack against you or the world. It's just information coming to you so you can keep yourself safe and just really envision the world around you and get a lot of information out of the world. So it will bring you great wisdom. But if you don't sort of have some awareness of where your energy center is going, it can be too much at once. So what I'm going to sort of show you today is how to bring that energy in when you feel overwhelmed or be around people that don't feel so safe for you or don't feel so healthy, and how to open that energy up when you want to explore the world for you and you feel safe to explore that world with your friends and family and people you feel really awesome with. So it's all about intention. I like using my hands a lot because that's how I am. I'm very flexible and moving. But I just imagine that you have this great big ball of energy, this light or this color or a force field if you need. And it's coming straight from your heart center. And what you can do is ask it to expand through love and grow bigger and grow bigger and grow bigger, and stop it where you feel safe. Like you can make it go to the ends of the earth if you want. And sometimes when I'm doing my live readings, I just let it go to the ends of the earth. And it feels good. But that's because I've been practicing this for a long time. But if you're coming to the point where you're not feeling really good, you just bring your hands and just imagining that energy, ask it come back and come back and come back and come back to your heart, to maybe somewhere like that where you feel safe. Or if you have a friend and you just want to share this energy with a friend, just imagine you and your friend in this field to a point where you feel safe and not as overwhelmed. And then once I find that center, I just take some breaths, and then I give gratitude for all the information that has come to me, because I think gratitude comes with acceptance. And then every time you're grateful for something, you bring something positive into your field as well. So that's what I do every day and every morning, especially when I go to my pharmacy job. It gets a bit overwhelming for me. I just bring my energy back so I can sort of be on an even level with people, equal level with people, because they don't need my energy and I don't need their energy at that point.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm. Mhm.
Exactly. And as you said, this is an awesome exercise we can do in, I think, less than 5 minutes, right?
Yes.
If you start doing it, it will take,
Yeah.
I think, 1 minute or two. And it is so
2 minutes.
important. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So it is so important. Thank you so much for in bringing this to light in
Yeah.
this interview, because that way our listeners and viewers can do it on their own, because
Yes.
you explained it so well that
Yes.
that is actually shielding energy,
Mm-hmm.
shielding our energy, meditation
Yeah.
kind of thing. And we
Yeah.
can also teach it to our children, right?
Yes. Yes.
So so that they can learn to shield
Yeah.
their energies.
And what I really love about it is because you can do it anywhere. Like you don't have to use your hands, you can just use
Hmm.
your intentions. So I could be talking to a customer and I'm feeling very uncomfortable, but I could just imagine that energy coming into my heart, and it's
Hmm.
not going to interrupt the relationship with that person. It's just going to make me feel more comfortable and safer in that environment. So that's what I really love about it. There's so many things out there for empaths to make their energy theirs and to actually evolve it. But I just
Hmm.
thought this is something that you can do when you wake up. This is something you can do when you're out. This is something you can teach your children, and you can make it quite colorful. You can give them a rainbow shield, or you can sort of
Hmm.
change it to whatever their little imagination needs to be as well, which I
Exactly.
love.
Exactly. Exactly. This is beautiful because I started it doing for my son on my own. And
Yeah.
when he was young enough, I started teaching him how to feel that shield around him. Although
Yeah.
he is 11 now, he doesn't listen to me, but I keep shielding him on
Yeah.
his part because he is so sensitive to energies. And it is good to guard or shield our children if they are
Mm-hmm.
empath, so that they can learn and step forward on their path.
Yeah.
So that's a actual gold nugget, and I have to
Yeah.
instill and I have to feel it around me going on. Okay,
Yes.
so what is that one thing that you keep doing every day, day after day, day after day, without stopping? Because we all have gift, we can do it when we are sleeping. And
Mm-hmm.
what is that one thing that you can do without stopping yourself and keep doing it even in your sleep?
Well, I have to stop myself because I read people all the time. Like, I'm very lucky because I'm a walking, talking counselor, or I am an intuitive reader as well. Like, I'm a medium. I can feel people. I can sense their energy. But every day, and I think that's why I've been in customer service so long, there's always someone that comes to me with some asking for advice, and it's interesting. It's like, because I know what they're going to ask me already, I just snap. It's like, this is what you need to hear. And I just changed their day. Like, it's just amazing just what you can be and do as an empath when you feel comfortable with it. It just, somebody talks to you for 5 minutes, you watch them from going sad and uncomfortable and feeling a bit worthless. And then after you have like that chat with them and they're like all bubbly and they're smiling and they just want to hug you. So I think that's the best part of being an empath, is that you feel people change and you can feel people love you. Like, you can feel the love that people generally give you, even strangers. Like, I think sometimes we concentrate on the bad things we feel, but there's a lot of good things too. We feel the kindness of strangers as well. So I think that's the best part of my day to day, is that these little interactions I have with people. And as I see little stories on people as well. So I kind of really know that person. And sometimes I have to pull myself back and like pull my energy way, way back and just shut down my spiritual field for the night, because sometimes my days just feel too unreal. So
Exactly.
yeah.
So, has anyone noticed that almost all the empaths are counselor, and all the empaths are born counselor? We go out in world and we know how to solve the problems of people we meet, and sometimes we just keep saying about you need to do this, you need to do that, and they
Yeah.
are like, how do you know it? Right?
Yes,
So
it's true. It's just an instinct. It's just a
exactly.
knowingness. It's kind of feels like, just, it's just like, give
Intuition.
me a second. It's like this shoot of like wisdom just comes through. This is what you need to hear.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
moving on, and I would like to ask you that what is that one gift that you want to give to our listeners so that they can enjoy and change their life and walk forward with their empath nature?
I just thought, since from my path, being involved with animals and spirit animals have always made my journey feel safe, because I've always had some animal in my intuition come with me. My favorite one was a lion that came to me when I was feeling frightened. So this is another thing you can do. You can imagine your spirit animal coming with you when you're going to somewhere that's overwhelming as well. So my gift to you is to meet your spirit animal meditation. And it's just a lovely little meditation where you get to meet your spirit animal and they can give you some words of wisdom or give you that nourishment and nurturing that you've been waiting for so long. And you can choose for that spirit animal to come back with you and be a part of your life, or you can say thank you and gratitude and ask them to go back to where they need to be. It's really your choice if you want to adopt that spirit animal with you, or if you just want to be in that moment with them. All relationships with your spirit animals or angels are very intimate, and everyone will be quite different. So I will put the link to that in the comments, and I
Okay.
hope you enjoy it as much as I do.
Yes, that's awesome. And that one meditation can help the listeners to move into a new realm, because when you connect to these energies, ascending masters and angels, archangels, and animal totem, it helps
Mm.
us to feel comfortable and taken care of on our journey,
Yes.
right? So I'm
Yes.
going to
Yes.
listen to that, of course, right here, right now. I'm going to listen to
Awesome.
that, and I will be posting the link in the description with this video so that you can enjoy your journey with your animal totem, and it is going to rock your life, right? Because
Yes.
I remember, as you were saying, that I started with my dragon guide. I hated
Mhm.
dragons because of their portrayal in
Oh,
Hollywood movies, but
yeah.
I saw many dragons on your Instagram profile. I had, if I'm not wrong, I, I
Yes. I
saw
like.
few. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they were beautiful. And when I connected for the first time with my dragons, it was due to that meditation. So if you
Yes.
do not like to connect to your animal totem, or you are fearful, just go on and enjoy the meditation. Just
Mhm.
be there and relax yourself and come back. As she said, you can pay gratitude and ask your animal totem to go if you don't like to keep them with you, right?
Mhm.
Or
Yes.
you will
Yes.
love to have them all the time. My
Yes.
point.
Well, the thing is, sometimes, like I remember, like spirit animals. Sometimes I had a spider. Like I don't like spiders, but I've had spiders come visit me, and it's like, what are you doing here? Sometimes your spirit animal or totem is just a
Hmm.
messenger as well. So
Yeah,
sometimes it doesn't need to be in your life long term as well.
yeah,
So you can always look up what they mean online, or you
exactly.
can just address your feelings as well. Like for me, it's like spiders, like, oh, no, I love you, but what are you here for? Um, I respect them, but they intimidate me because they're so small.
I
But
know.
yeah, but the lesson is there is just to take notice of the small things, and they also
Exactly.
offer a lot of wisdom as well. So
Go
there's a lot of
on.
things that go with it. Yes.
Go on and learn. So
Yes.
we will be posting the link, and hit the link button and go on and check all her great arts, because you are going to love them as I love it. So thank you so much, Casey, for being here, and thank you
Thank you.
everyone for watching and being a part of this summit, being the part of this interview, and grasping one thing at a time, because this is
Yes.
going to change your life forever. We need to take small steps, step by steps, and need
Mhm.
to know that we are a community. As she said, that we are a community, we have to hold each other's hand and
Yes.
grow. We have to
Yes.
grow forward one step at a time. So take action,
Yes.
and we will meet in the next video. Live in
Yes.
light, enjoy life, and bye. Bye,
Bye.
Cassie.
Thank you.
Bye.